Good time zone. And a happy birthday to all of those around the world. It's Arknights Day. With a much anticipated character. Whom, if I remember correctly, has some pretty neat mechanics. I did get all the chips, but I say that every time, and a lot of the times I'm wrong, but I did get all the chips. I just got a new Arknights voice. I wonder who that was. Supporter chips. Yep, supporter chips. Whabam, we're getting into this. No time to waste. What else do we have for this update?
Been doing well lately, Doctor?
Chain medic modules. That's it. $600 meters over the facts. Oh, that says 600. That makes sense. I saw that earlier and I was like, that looks like it says God. Does it not? Am I crazy? I was like, God meters over the facts. What does that mean? 600 meters. That makes more sense. Yes, we got a monster module. Is it good? 10,000 years of memories. Yep. Yep. Can deploy the reconstruction on the ground. Grants surrounding allies 25% attack. There's an additional bounce. Does not weaken. Next bounce will not weaken either. So that's plus 10% attack, and also the healing reduction is minus 10% as well. So yeah, just a solid buff. Nothing too crazy. Don't have the other people active, so I don't know who they are, what their modules are, but probably similar things. It's been a while since I logged in on this one. I actually ran out of furniture parts while I was away, because I bought the furniture for the rerun event, whatever that was called, and I ran out of parts, and I was like, what? How is that even possible? So I had to start just making more of them. Airborne Cavern Capsule. Oh, this is a nice looking place. Brine aesthetic stuff's always nice though. Let me check, make sure I don't have any more tickets to buy, except for there. And outfits, what do we got? Christmas Reed, which isn't as good as Halloween Reed. Tequila outfit, not terrible. Why does it keep skipping Fang? And, oh, Fancy Fang. Not bad either. Nasty Artificer. Never used an Artificer, so. She can carry 3 support devices, deploying up to 2. Grants 10% Sanctuary. After a ranged enemy appears, instead, grants herself and all high ground operators 15% Sanctuary. And also 1 SP every 6 seconds. Yeah, I figured this event, just based on what it's probably about, probably a lot of, well, I guess it's actually ranged enemies. I was thinking flying enemies. Probably a lot of flying enemies, but after ranged enemies appear. Which I guess flying enemies are usually ranged enemies anyway. So this just says grants 10% Sanctuary. Is that just to everybody on the field? Fortify. When this skill is equipped, device grants the operator in front extra defense. 80% attack, 80% defense, and simultaneously attacks all blocked enemies. Device grants +1 block to the operator in front. And 55% defense, but device loses 2% of max HP every second. The first sentence is weird. But okay. Execute. When the skill is equipped, stores device HP over time after the device is deployed. On activation, the device loses 1 HP every 0.5 seconds and grants the operator in front 1 SP and a barrier equal to 5% of max HP of Nasties. Immediately activate the device on the field. Stops attacking and gains a barrier equal to 10% of her max HP every 0.5 seconds. Yeah, wait, so each one has a different device. I think this is what I'm missing, because I'm like, I don't understand. The description's a bit strange. Okay, so this device for Fortify grants 25% attack to the operator in front. Okay. And when Nasty activates skill, the device talent effect changes to +1 block and 55% defense, but the device loses HP. Right, so that's what that second sentence is. But also when the skill is active, is it Nasty that gets 80% attack and defense and simultaneously attacks all blocked enemies. I guess. So this one executes. Max HP set at 8. HP is 3 on deployment and recover HP through its own skill. When skill is active, restores HP. After activation, lose 1 HP every 0.5 seconds and grants the operator in front 1 SP and bearer equal to 5% of max HP. This one's weird. When skill is equipped, restore device HP over time. On activation, the device will lose HP, but grant the operator in front SP and barrier. Immediately activates the devices on the field. Stops attacking and gains barrier. I assume the last one is... Yeah, the last one's nasty. So immediately activates the device. She will stop attacking and gain barrier. The HP thing on the device though is strange. When the skill is equipped, restores device HP over time. Max HP is at 8, but it's only 3 on deployment, and will recover HP through its own skill. But its own skill is when skill is activated, restore HP, but then lose HP. I don't know. I guess, yeah. I guess it recovers 1 HP, but then in 0.5 seconds it'll lose it immediately? I don't... So why does it have max HP of 8? How does that work? I don't know. Roosting Grounds. When the skill is equipped, the device can build and upgrade a special high ground device to deploy range operators and provide them with a buff. Plus 160 attack and defense. Little Engineer's device restores double SP and HP to special high ground. Device has Little Engineer and High Ground forms, and Little Engineer form cannot be attacked and can be deployed on both ground and high ground tiles. When deployed, create a special high ground device. Loses 2% of its own max HP every second and recovers 1% of the special high ground device's max HP per second. Recovery effect doubles when nasty skill is active. Little Engineer form grants a special high ground device in front 1 SP per second. This effect is doubled when skill is active. High ground form upgrades when SP is full up to 3 times. At the first upgrade, can block 1 enemy and an operator can be deployed on it. Each upgrade provides the deployed operator with a stack of a buff that increases max HP and attack by 20%. After upgrading 3 times, the device remains on the field even when Nasty retreats. I thought this one would be simple, but also it's not actually simple at all. But it's kind of like, I guess, some of the throughout the years, some of the extra level mechanics we've gotten, where you upgrade tiles, I guess. So you deploy it, and it deploys a high ground tile that it then upgrades. I think I'll just have to see it in action. And she makes factory stuff. Her module increases the max number of support devices that can be held by one and reduces their deployment cost. And also, well, it's only the first device. And also, each device can combine its effects with other devices in its attack range. Okay. I don't know if I understand any of that, but we're gonna pull for her.
I am Ansel, a medical intern. I'll be. This is intern.
Forget who the other character is.
From now on,
It will be a surprise.
pleasure to meet ya. I'm the engineer Blacksteel sent here on exchange. Allow me to introduce you to our travel agency. I'm the president, and you're the staff. So, where are we off to?
Karen. She runs a travel agency. What's up with defenders and being business people? What kind of defender is she? The gotcha's being a little reserved today.
Hey, oh hey, boss. So, I'm Jay.
So we meet. Nasty Luna Ray, Director of Engineering at Rhine Lab. I've heard a lot about you from some of my colleagues. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
I love her voice. I'm gonna keep her other voice though. I'm not sure who's in this event. I figured there'd be some other Rhinelab people would show up maybe, so I looked them up, but I don't know. Who is? Oh, you got Paradox Simulation. Paradox and Operator Record. Okay. What are you? Oh, Primal Protector. %50 max HP. Fair enough. Deals 4% attack as nervous impairment. Explanation saturated. I was gonna say, is this like, are people just nervous to travel in her agency? Explanation saturation. Stunning directives grants a barrier equal to 30% of max HP. Barrier lasts 10 seconds. Deals 20% attack as arts damage and 5% as nervous impairment. Fair enough. Her art style is nice. Have we ever? I don't know if we've ever had a character this artist before. Potentially, I don't know. There's a lot of characters. Hayden Davao, I don't know. Same voice for Ross Montes, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty funny. Very different. Alright. Level her up E1 for now.
Rewind 3 seconds. The terminal on the left was displaying incorrect data. All right, problem solved. Are you expecting a speech? Sorry, abstract topics only leave me feeling hollow. Rewind 3 seconds. The terminal on the left was displaying incorrect data. All right, problem solved.
All right. The stratosphere. Something agency. The Air Expo Columbia. Love Rhine Lab aesthetic stuff. So good. Is Air Expo where we're going? Yeah. Propeller, Columbia National Technology. Reflected in the river. A banshee who has strayed far from home. Convolus of Banshees, Gazdal. Big Larry. I was not expecting that name to show up as a character. Are they related to Big Bob? Whoa. Old Curly. Oh, wait. Big Larry and Old Curly, right. How could I forget? Yahoo! I did have a feeling Tin Man might show up. Hiya! I did not expect... I did not think about La Curla Maline, though. She had an accent, but I can't remember which one it was. There's still a ways to go before we pass through the reed beds and arrive at the roosting tree. Shall I take thee home? The boats on the Cavaless were carved by incantation, and are powered by the same. They have no need for physical strength to pilot. It's fine. Those three are busy running around wild even. Let them burn off some of that energy. They are more lively than I imagined. This is them at their calmest, if you can believe it. You don't want to see them rowing while deciding who can cry the loudest, or roar most like a mangler beast. They were churned up in that furnace for centuries after all. They barely had physical form, barely had distinct identities. Anyone would be rowdy after something like that. It's quite the convalesce. Pardon? In Colombia, even a forward-thinking guy like me finds himself flustered at a taxicab door, struggling to find the handle on a newfangled model. Noisy change is Colombia's natural state, the ever-pioneering, ever-advancing nation. She waits for no man, not even for a second. But here, when was the last time I came here? 200 years ago, after Castle was picked clean in the wake of that bitter war. Vala had only just turned this valley into home of the Banshees. Yep, can't have been easy, finding a place like this snuggled up to all of these oranginium-doused mountains. Miss Lake's rippling mirror, sunken tree among the reed beds, forests carpeting the land in gold, and the Banshees working the oars of their boats, gently blowing on their leaf whistles. It's a valley. It's like the valley itself is breathing. Even after all of these years, the convalesce hasn't changed a bit. Aside from the one who buried me the first time around. Vala, my old friend. Did she already move into that wooden house under the tree? She did so last month, Tin Man. I heard she walked you into one of her tales, telling the children that the mists of the convalesce are puffs from your pipe. But a day later, when the children pestered her as to how you persuaded that empty suit of armor or escaped being thrown into the furnace, hearing your name only confused her. She's starting to forget. This new tactic by these bots is starting to get annoying. Indeed. Forgetfulness, death warring to a banshee. I was under the assumption that the convalesce was like another dimension, but I guess it's not. It's actually just a place. I misunderstood. She moved into the house after that, like every other banshee she has seen over the years, peacefully waiting for the end to come. Seeing an old friend who's forgotten my name. Didn't think my trip here would end up being so heavy. I would like you to comfort her in your own way. She has given far too much of herself for us, for the convalesce and for the sarcasm. You know her type, always insisting on wallowing in unknowable suffering. I simply hope that as 300 years worth of memories slowly leave her side, she can find some solace. Sure. We are here. La Curamaline. Do you require my presence for your goodbyes? Nobody here. But how? Vela left. Where can a banshee losing her memory even go? Wow, why is the elevator so dark? Yeah, I thought there'd be a window or something to look out. Didn't you read the Propeller Paradise handbook they gave out? It's for building suspense, so everybody here at the Air Expo Columbia gets an optimal high altitude experience. Advanced tickets sold like hotcakes. I tell you what, this is gonna blow those dime a dozen rinky-dinky drones they've been popping up everywhere the past 2 years. Alright, no need to show off how well you memorized the handbook. We've already put propellers on every piece of furniture in our house that can take them. Does every Colombian these days hear the word sky and get all worked up into a tizzy? And also, did you notice, even after all this time, we still haven't reached the levitation layer? That means... Huh. It means this park really is as tall as the ads say, and our latest levitation tech can really hold up the entire building. We've come to the right place, dear. Where's that music coming from? Is this an elevator ad? Oh my gosh. Hi, I'm Oakley, your guide to the park. I get it. Being cooped up in that little black box must be awfully boring. You wanna go to the punchline already. But once you get your one-of-a-kind view of Terra from 600 meters up, it will be worth it. In 40 seconds, we'll be arriving at Propeller's Paradise Levitation Layer. Before that, I'd like you all to noodle on one question. What sort of change will the sky bring to our lives? You might have already had the chance to try the flying cars in the lower level exhibition area today, trading tires for Orangenium thrusters. Soon, the only place you'll see anything with wheels or tracks is going to be a museum. Doesn't matter if it's a baby stroller or a nomadic city. Today, we struggle to find whether to go to Minos or Siesta for summer vacation. But our indecisionitis, is only going to get that much worse once every star in the sky is a potential holiday destination. The gifts you bring home for your kids after the tour might be a model of the Ring Lab or maybe a DIY rocket kit. But it won't be long before an extraterrestrial playmate is the newest preschool trend. I don't know about that one. Tonight, we'll be gathered by the radio, getting on whether the station will, out of all the songs about the sky, pick our beloved Goodnight Christian right. She has a song now? Good for her. But soon, we'll be forgetting all about the bassy, raspy croner because the solar wind will be our new strings and the galaxy will be our custom-ordered jukebox. The sky is Columbia's next frontier. That's more than just Vice President Jackson's campaign slogan. Propeller Paradise proves that every Colombian can be the greatest of pioneers. There'll always be a place for you somewhere beyond the Star Pod. The Air Expo Columbia begins in just 7 days. And with it, everything I just said, hold on to your tickets, or should I say, your keys to the future. Everyone's seen the sky opening over Tri-Mounts, of course, and the old adage of seeing is believing has never been more true, so come, see, then believe. I believe. Levitation Layer, Propeller Paradise Experimental Park. Nice to finally meet you all. Recognize me? I'm the model for that funny cartoon guide you saw now, Oakley Parsons. Welcome to Terra's one and only Levitation Experimental Park Nomadic Plate, Columbia's Propeller Paradise. Yeah, Propeller Paradise. Ah. What a great suit. Welcome to Propeller Paradise. Your investment is greatly appreciated. Cloud, is this restaurant the highest point in the park? Being this close to the sky is really making my heart skip some beats. What's your drink of choice? Your jaw has been hanging open since the moment you stepped off the elevator. So I imagine you must be mighty thirsty right about now. How considerate of you, Mr. Tannen. What a fine administrator you are for this Propeller Paradise. I know just how you feel. I first heard about this park back when I was with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Arts Unit, and Oranginium. And my mouth went so dry, it was like I've been stuck in the desert for days. He's a former Fed? Ever since Vice President Jackson gave that speech before Congress about Columbia setting off into the sky 2 years back, everyone's been hoping to be one of the lucky few to reach up and touch the star pod. So that's why you gave up the chance for promotion at the ATAO and to do admin work for Propeller Paradise? That's right, sir. Fact of the matter is, I've got a keen eye for potential. Propeller Paradise got DC's backing the moment it started construction, becoming Columbia's only nomadic plate with an autonomous administration. The brutes of the Department of Defense and those Department of Justice hardheads have no authority here. Even us Bureau folks are only allowed to leave a rule book on the table. 80 years of Oranginium product inspection rights gone poof. That's great. How did they manage to do that? Not even the DOJ has jurisdictions here? Is it another Siesta, technically? Because Siesta's technically, like, part of Columbia? As for the non-governmental agencies, only Mainlander's Emergency Management Council has the right to stick around. Fortunately, they only worry about unusual accidents that might happen in the park. This place isn't even 6 months old yet, but hundreds of sci-tech companies have set up here. We've got near 10,000 researchers coming and going, and Intellectual Property and Information Security Office gets almost 100 patent applications every day. I have to say, Propeller Paradise has been developing much faster than I expected, and in so short a time. You're right on the market. In 7 days, the park will be linking up with Max DC, officially cutting the ribbon on Air Expo Columbia. The whole country will be watching the opening ceremony. Every company here is going full throttle on R&D. We're about to show off. No better time to invest in right now. I still have a few concerns. Concern is normal, risks and all that. But as they say, in this park in the sky, foul beasts fly right into the pot for you. I've already poured out the celebratory champagne, so don't let it go to waste, trust me. It'll slake your thirst, your first. For everything. My god, am I really standing above the clouds? Are those really foul beasts flying under my feet? This is crazy. I'm feeling a little lightheaded, thirsty, heart racing like mad. Sounds like you need some Dr. Oxygen. Right, an oxygen tank. Wait, this is a drink? Stiffer than a stiff drink, softer than a soft drink, your best friend in the sky, the best choice to beat the summer heat, our park's special brew, Dr. Oxygen. Be honest with me here. Weren't you jealous of Sancta Wings when you were a kid, even if they can't fly with them? Well, be jealous no more, because drinking Dr. Oxygen will plunge your tongue into liquid wings. It's sweeter than your wildest dreams. What's with the ads? Shouldn't she be giving visitors basic info on the park's upper level? Just leave her be. Look at the big smiles on the guests. It takes something special to sell ordinary soda like it's some revolutionary invention. A refreshing soda goes great with the sights and sounds of Propeller Paradise. Okay everyone, follow me, while I introduce the park's levitation layer. The upper level has 11 main platforms and 20 auxiliary ones. Those 2 passages on the streets, while flexible cables form the foundations of the platforms. Just like the structural layer down on the ground, the levitation layer is divided into the experiment zone and the exhibition area. Each tech firm is allocated a few levitation pods that serve as labs for researchers or exhibition spaces for the public to try things out for themselves. The high altitude elevator only brings you to the lowest of the elevation plates. This rope station is the local traffic hub. With more than 100 flat pods attached to the cables, these cable cars are the only way to get around. Want a more exciting way to get around? You could try the emergency jump pads on the support platform. Just don't tell Parks Care that I said you could do that. Jump pads? Like the ones in Enfield? I will say that pre-expo rules means you can only test a few of the exhibits right now, but I promise you're still going to be feasting. And as a friendly reminder, the strong sunlight up here will make people thirstier than usual, but there's all sorts of flavors of Dr. Oxygen available for every levitation platform. Thirstier? Maybe. You should probably get some sunscreen though. No need to worry everyone. You're not getting addicted to soda, you're getting addicted to the sky. Yay, addiction. Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Tannen. I knew I picked the right man to work with the moment I heard you managed to get the feds to approve this place's special status in only 2 days. Pleasure's all mine, sir. Now, If you could please sign here. That older gentleman's been standing there a while now. Is he a friend of yours? Oh, snap. It's old man. I love the noir twing that just popped up. Sorry to interrupt your business. Just came looking for it. To reminisce about the good old days. Well, I'll be. Gustav here was my boss back at the bureau. When did you show up? In this parking sky, foul beasts fly right into the pot for you. That little saying of Mr. Tannen struck me real deep. You skipped the best part of the story, though. Story goes that the foul beasts of Columbia and wilds are mighty sly. Tough little guys to catch, but the pioneers of the Great Expansion managed to figure out a way. They tie some pretty feathers to their pots and hang them up, a few dozen of them, around camp. The fowl think it's a potential mate, so they let their guard down, spread their wings, and swoop down, then bam! Head first into the pot or the back of the pot, thinking there's a lovely gal or fella waiting for them even after they met their maker. Wait, you mean... Still spreading tall tales out there, out that old yarn, Gustav? Last time you said the little beasties were smart enough to tell snare from seduction, and that they never fell for it. I know you dropped by because you're worried I'd get my tongue tied doing business. But I'm not the same kid I was 7 years back. I know how to behave. Considering the former ATAO chief came over to back me up, are you still concerned, sir? Oh, it seems I was misunderstanding things since both of you gave me your guarantees. I'll just sign here. Exactly what I wanted to hear. Looking forward to working with you. Didn't get enough of teaching me back at the bureau, Chief. Decided to come out of retirement to run me through the same old curriculum in a different classroom. Now, I never taught you to tell lies on your government applications. That investor's still in the vetting phase, too. So what? Even if bureau rule is tie your hands and mouth, let your tail do the talking. You remember my words real well, but where's the results? Still a third over the target. Seems to me do better if you untied your hands and mouth, wouldn't you say? Care to explain? Take a look at your terminal. You're not just an administrator anymore. You've got total control over Propeller Paradise. You actually recommended me for chief executive of the entire park. Managing Propeller Paradise needs a special touch. Don't forget, you're still a bureau man, so don't make us look bad. Don't need you to remind me, Chief. We've got everything handled. The expo will go off without a hitch. Don't get cocky, kid. You and I both know that investor saw through your tricks, even if he signed a huge deal with you. He won't go back on it. Every company on Flower Street Exchange with the word Sky in its name is guaranteed a sky-high IPO. Flower Street? Is that Wall Street? Columbia is taking great strides into the airs these days. Even little kids who can't spell star or pod are putting rockets on their folded napkin aircraft. I'm sure you know where this sky mania came from. Dry Mountains 2 years ago, when 1 million people witnessed a miracle. If it wasn't for Kristen Wright, all your talk about progress, the future, and conquest wouldn't be worth a dime. When Ryan Lab first submitted their park project plan to DC, you were still inspecting butts and tails for immigration. There's only one thing on Propeller Paradise I don't control. Still belongs to the one who started the whole thing. You better get a bridle around your wrists here. You only got 7 days. What are you gonna do? Ground layer Propeller Paradise. I guess I'll make. I guess I'll do something more similar to her actual voice. Feels wrong now, not to. I need the parameters, Sky. Sky Jagger. What a name. Powerful name. Sent them over already. The values of the floating botanical unit have deviated. This is the first time we're using plants to perform long-distance energy transfer instead of the usual cables. There's still so many unconfirmed hypotheses. Plants for long-distance energy transfer? That sounds awesome. We need to compare the data from this unit with the ones on the upper level if we want quick results. I'll head up for you, Director. No need. The light sensors on this unit are extremely sensitive to the directionality of the light it's using as an energy source. Errors actually mean it's getting a passing grade. I just told you this 2 hours ago. Sorry. Let me ask again. What sort of tree is planted in the unit you just gave me? You saw my resume when I interviewed, Director. You know I'm no botanist. I do. You're not earning a degree by glancing down at that list of plants you're holding. You've got something else on your mind. The advanced ticket tour should be over by now. The guide was supposed to bring the visitors down to the lower level exhibitions to see Rhine Lab's vivarium 20 minutes ago. If we are excluded from the expo, then Rhine Lab's gonna get kicked out of the park when the real expo starts. I guess it makes sense that they gotta start small, so they're starting off with this like park to test out flying technology, and then we can build a city. Occasionally, visitors to Propeller Paradise notice Rhine Lab's logo plastered on the facilities and talk about the legendary company that performed the miracle of opening up the sky. But very few of them notice under the layers of levitating installations under the very ground itself, a Rhine Lab director standing beside an unremarkable hole in the dirt. We don't specialize in extracting visitors, Sky. Honestly, I forgot I was good at pretty early. I forgot what I was good at pretty early into the 6 months I've been here. You stuffed a dozen of us researchers into the vivarium after setting up the park, making us tend to the saplings and debug the botanical units so the park could have a few fruit trees for decor. No large-scale experimentation or anything. Do you think we're just here to be gardeners? No, I know the vivarium is our expo showcase. It's the Ring Lab's legacy, even if it has to stay on the ground. But how long has it been since we last looked up at the sky? Nasty Lunare looks up. A few years ago, deep below the outskirts of Trimounts, she would stand at the bottom of the shaft and look up at the night sky in much the same way. It was a round, feeble. She could cover it with just one hand, but at the same time she found it captivating and frightening to the mind. But now the sky has become altogether unfamiliar. Tower Mountain Biotech solar boats, Beach Brella's disc lab, Volvort Kochinsky's high-precision astronomical telescope, and Mama John's all-weather floating billboards. Incredible. They crowd the sky with pure concentrated Columbia. Rhinelab proposed the park with only one thing in mind. How to make buildings levitate longer using a structural engineering approach. The corridors linking the levitation plates, the oxygen and water systems of the experiment zone, this planting unit in my hand. They are important parts of the park's fundamental structure and Rhinelab's achievements. We have only 7 days until the expo begins. We need to finish testing and checking all the exhibits as quickly as possible. We're Propeller Paradise Engineering Department right now. Don't forget your duty. That's all? Your dreams? Kristen's dream in the sky? Are just gonna die like that? Sunlight filters through the chaotic tangle of levitating objects before falling onto Nasty's face. She does not reply. She simply pulls down the brim of her hard hat. So okay, well I was about to say 2 years ago, so I think it's 1100. But right over there on the background it says 1102, so I guess it's 1102. I thought it was 1098 that Kristen's thing happened, but maybe it was 99. Oh yeah, it was 99. So we're still, I guess everything, I should just assume everything is 1102 nowadays, because it does seem to be the case. Everything's 1102. 1102 is the new present day. Gotta check something real quick. All right. Cacophonous sky. Find a spot near the star pod, just don't get hit by the billboards. Levitatable zone. Don't think that's a real word. Can levitate when buoyancy is available. Units inside can block aerial units when levitating. Everyone just can levitate now? So we're like Rhine Lab and we're Columbia, so Rhine Lab characters we'll start with. Not that I have a lot of them, to be honest, available to use, but we've got a couple. Guess I'll bring Saria.
Understood. I'll focus on support.
Could do contrails. She's from Columbia and she flies. 10 man's in it. I'll bring
Some
10 man.
people on this team are as talented and impressive as...
Okay, I'll fly Echelon.
Telopsis design
New
lab.
data used to assemble package build.
Do we need that many healers? Probably not, but we'll do it. We'll do it. Whom else? I keep forgetting I have Dorothy now. I keep forgetting I got her at some point. Should I just level her up right now?
What sights will the doctor show us this time? Are these simulations or...
I don't have
Rhodes
any
Island feels different
specialist
from how
stuff,
I
but
imagined.
that's okay.
But I understand. What sights will the doctor show us this time?
I don't have new silence usage, so no new silence. Don't have Asjanine leveled up either forms. Although her new one does seem kind of cool. Maybe I should do that as well. But who else is from Columbia? Drawing a blank. Vigna's from Columbia. I guess Totter and Pinecone are Colombian. That's true. Totter, Pinecone, Acid Drop. I still have Acid Drop upgraded. Why I just not have a lot of Colombian characters activated? Am I drawing a blank? Jessica's Colombian.
Coming, Commander. This
is Jessica. On the line.
How
and
could I
ready to
forget?
roll.
Don't have mountain upgraded. Let's slightly upgrade her, even though I don't have the stuff for it. Because she's so cool.
There's still room for improvement. Looks like I will have plenty to do once I get back.
We're gonna have to switch them out from later on, probably.
Long
But
time no see, everybody. Time to work together again.
for now, and I can't help but notice I have literally no like sniper or anything, which is probably a bad idea. So we should probably bring one of those. We're gonna have to bring someone random. Schwarz is Siestan, which is related to Columbia. Beanstalk is a sniper. Not as much. But she is Colombian, that's true. I guess I could bring Logos since we have the leches going on. I'll just bring Logos.
Questions are destined to be answered. Rules bound to be analyzed.
We'll see how it goes. This is quite the strange team.
Okay, maybe I should assign roles first?
In Sarkaz. Freeze. The sound of rapid punching. The incantation draws an invisible wall in midair, blocking every one of the Voivra's punches. The letters abbreviated by her alma mater, the Trimounts Institute of Technology, on her boxing gloves are soaked with sweat. Finally, the Voivra stops. Phew, thanks for calling it a day. Or let's call it a day. Thanks for agreeing to be my practice partner, Nasty. So Nasty really fights, huh? I guess who doesn't fight in this world at this point? We've only done half of your normal routine. It's time for you to go. Have you said goodbye to the others? Not yet. Mariam goes without saying. Mulesi's is in Yerrig, and I don't know the new directors of HR and structural all that well yet. As for Justin Jr. and Ferdinand, I think it's better those two see each other in private. They can give each other an audience to name drop fancy penguin guests or rattle off a couple of fanciful theories that are this close to crowning a new king of science. Besides, it's just a business trip. There are a few things that require a business trip from the head of engineering personally. The district has approved our application to consolidate resources for the Horizon Arc project and continue developing levitation technology based on the legacy of the Galeria Stellaria. But they have also opened their doors to every tech firm in Columbia, designating an entire plate for the purpose. Did you see the list of names? Administrators from the ATAO, and even Maylander. Our proposal is now merely one of thousands. They're already showing as much respect as they could by allowing Rhinelab to provide foundational engineering support for the plate. Government officials, tech firm representatives, things will be very busy on the plate. You're not used to dealing with these things. I haven't heard you complaining about anything, Control. The star pod is recovering, but the eyes cast up to the sky linger. When common sense is turned upside down, what was once ignored has naturally become the center of attention. Naturally, since the announcement of special loan policy, 1/3 of major enterprises have added an aerial operations department, and SMEs are climbing over one another to jump on the Sky Fever bandwagon. That another's missing an O. I know what you're implying, but I'm not interested in political games. Even if how things develop is out of our control, Rhinelab must maintain the initiative as the original proponent in order to protect what Kristen left behind. It's not hard to understand. Yes, well, thanks for helping out. One more thing. Why did you hang that sign that says Components Control Section outside your old office, instead of moving into Kristen's old room? I'm used to this place. Mulessy's asked the same question. She grabbed my arm and asked with watery eyes whether I made this choice to honor Kristen, to ensure there would always be a place for Kristen at the company. I suppose you just feel more comfortable in your old place. You personally oversaw every little detail here, after all. You were watching over my shoulder the whole time I was furnishing your office. You were even more OCD than Parvis was. Rhinelab is the same as it ever was. I wouldn't quite say that. At least staff who come looking for control will actually find her once in a while. I'm not sure you're the right person to say that. Is this why you chose me for the trip? Make a cut here. Yes, that's the right angle. That way, the branches of the main trunk will not be affected. Test passed. Give it a tug for me before we pave it, Sky. Next set. Light sensor performance, normal. Levitation, altitude, stable. Energy input and output, check. This needs a tug too. Oh, and get the disassembly set from the toolbox for me as well. Do you still need the high-speed screwdriver and multifunction wrench then? Depends. What happened to your voice? I would love to help, but I have a scissor hanging from my buttons and I'm holding 5 trees. I really can't take any more. Sorry, I'll get it. Did Sky leave? He told you 3 times that he was going to the levitation layer for inspections. You didn't acknowledge him at all. You could have given me a heads up. The first rule of secretaries, stand to one side and smile politely, only stirring when directed by your boss, and shut your eyes and the conversation turns confidential. I assure you I did not hear any of the figures or nouns that you just discussed, nor would I have understood a word of it. I remember you now. You're from administration. Gordon Tannen's secretary. I'm flattered that you remember me, Director Lenore. My name is Mercia. You may call me Mary. Mr. Tannen would like to invite you to lunch. Do you manage his work inbox? You received your last 16 rejections. Then I'll get straight to the point. I know he's not interested in foundation engineering, and he knows that I have no interest in proposals outside of work. Speaking of lunch, though, have you changed your mind? It is indeed time for lunch. Nasty flips through a toolbox, taking out a rectangular object wrapped in foil from underneath all the instruments in neatly packed toolboxes. Mercia's curiosity brings her closer. She wants to know what could make this enigmatic director of Rhinelab decline the most luxurious course at Cloud, the park's fine dining establishment. A crack appears in her impeccable secretarial smile. However, as she watches Nasty impassively unwrap the object. Is this brick your lunch? Ration bar. What? Mercia can't not look away from the brick. Are you hungry? Would you like a bite? I suppose. Thank you. Choose with great difficulty. It's a thick brick of whatever. Looks kind of like a graham cracker, I don't know. Swallows arduously. You didn't have to say yes. The second rule of secretaries: never decline an offer from your boss's guest, for even the smallest trifle might sour a relationship. How many rules are there? Mr. Tannen gave me a booklet that is 2 centimeters thick. However, the most important one, and the one that I memorized first, was, do whatever it takes to carry out your orders, for no one will listen to your excuses. Don't force yourself to eat it. Thank goodness. I mean, thank you for your hospitality. I have a rule of my own, although it's a bit simpler. What is it? I was born in Kasdal. The first rule I learned there is that food is precious and no one may lie before it. You're holding my lunch, Mercia, so kindly tell me the truth. What exactly does Mr. Tannen want to discuss with me? Whoa. Look at this futuristic outfit. Oh, I like their horns. They got coils, metal coils on them. Reporting in. The core concept of this project is a perfect combination of zero-G simulation and wine tasting by substituting gravity with centrifugal force. You may spin, but your wine won't. Come to the Lucky Sister Beast floating revolving bar, where it's not just the wine that makes your head spin. No need to read me the marketing copy. I'm just here to assess and ask questions from an engineering perspective. Where's the other tester? Any feedback from after the rectifications? Wow. Vomits? Wow. Does everyone wear VR headsets here? He didn't sleep well last night. We passed the recheck, didn't we, Mr. Yeager? We won't have our permit revoked. The Lucky Sister Beast floating revolving bar does not meet requirements, whether based on engineering reports or tester feedback. We would love to solve the technical issue of unstable power supply, but we need time. You had 3 days in accordance with the rules of Propeller Paradise. But it takes at least 5 days for the developers to discuss a solution. Propeller Paradise has many corporations, as there are cars on the crossroads of Trimount Square. Every driver has somewhere to be, but no one pleads to the traffic lights. There must be another way. I know. We hired close to 100 testers. We could fire them and hire more researchers with the money. But you promised us yesterday. Shut up. I reviewed the resignation details for Lucky Sister Beast, or registration even. You were a grocer in a small town. You lacked professional knowledge for levitation technology research, even if the banks have relaxed the loan criteria for businesses in the aerial sector. We stand upon Terra's first and only floating plate. Everything here must be worthy of it. Please don't tear it off that ticket. I put my life saving into the Lucky Sister Beast, please. That's it? I'll be back to cleaning Trimount's office building windows in a couple of days. Vomits? Go on, barf your heart out. At least we got a taste of life in the sky. You won't have anything to throw up when you get back to the frontier, back to the cold and hunger. You could try and get another job somewhere else. Skip the technical inspections before opening? Absolutely not. Everyone on Propeller Paradise is racing against the clock to get across the finish line. Mr. Tannen believes that any delay to projects caused by inspections will compromise Propeller Paradise's opening. In addition, reducing the amount of communication you have to conduct with other tech firms will allow you to devote more of your time to Rhinelab research. Mr. Tannen has your best interests at heart. My best interests. I spent years wandering the frontier when I first came to Columbia, building houses for the pioneer teams and killing bandits for the caravans. Life was hard until I finally got my big break. If I had someone like Gordon Tannen with my best interests at heart, handling everything I wasn't comfortable with, that would have been very fortunate, I'm sure. I would have died out there in the wilderness, I'm sure. Besides, what he really wants isn't for Rhinelab to forfeit our control over technical inspections. How do you know? You imitate his negotiating style too well. The traps and pitfalls are obvious. I'm not a cultist. I'm not in the habit of diving into holes. That seems like a stereotype. Spit it out. What does he really want? You are as astute and decisive as he said you were. In that case, I'm here to I'm sure you understand that while Mr. Tannen is in charge of Propeller Paradise's overall administration. It is Rhine that has a stranglehold on public opinion. He doesn't need any accidents at such a critical juncture, nor can he afford one. Therefore, he has put together a list based on project progress and asked that you perform the inspections in this order. This way, at least the inspections will have a minimal impact on the progress of individual projects and minimize the chance of conflict, setting aside the issue of engineering control. The less hassle for you, the less hassle for him. I won't try to speculate about Tannen's intentions with the order. We have a compromise. Give me the list. Thank you for your understanding, Director Lenoray. I won't trouble you any longer. One last question. Which rule were you following in the negotiation just now? The 12th. Know your boss and communicate his intentions with absolute faithfulness when negotiating, for you are his personal representative. However... Yes. Before I came, Mr. Tannen stressed how difficult the head of Rhine Lab's engineering section was. I packed blankets because I thought I might have to spend the night in front of your office. She's a very serious secretary. But that's not what I see. You don't need concern from other people, and you're just used to cutting through the problem in the most direct way possible, but you still care about people. Which is why I now have the time to enjoy my lunch in peace, something that I have not done in a long time. Thank you.
Seems kind of rough. Careful, you don't want to trip.
Looks like a mini golf course. Balloons cannot be attacked by allied units and does not count towards defeated enemies. Grants 1 buoyancy when a levitatable zone. Oh, we just have the same tiles, I guess. On this.
Easy peasy.
Skybuster Soda gradually loses HP and accelerates.
Thus I speak.
Well, they went around further than I thought they would. Yeah, I guess the center is levitatable. So they can just block enemies for free. Flying Toaster would not block to continuously deal splash damage to surrounding allied units.
Watch out for a voice. It's the best vessel for curses. Found your archive.
believe the toasters went rogue.
Mission accomplished.
Andrew, did they hit you again? Gummy Sky. But you gave yourself that name. Mom and Dad said, don't bring them into this. What have they ever done for us? That's not his voice. Except try to use us as punching bags. They don't get to decide my name. I swept floors for 6 years at TIT and eavesdropped on every course so that I wouldn't turn out like those two piles of garbage. But... And you, don't you have anything better to do than put nagging notes in my bag? It's not like I don't know how to eat. Those people are here again. Frickin' hell. They just won't quit, will they? Stay behind me. You think you're all high and mighty wearing that white coat, eh? You and what little bitch there will always be slum dregs, no matter what you wear. Huh. You're a must-beast in a ditch. You wouldn't know greatness in that shot on your face. Say that again, I dare you. Andrew. That was happening at the same time. What's that? We have liftoff. It's so good. Ad Astra's so good. Catastrophe! Run! Catastrophe my ass. It's called exploration. Progress. The young man, all bruised up, looks up at the sky. He forgets that he is in a dark and dirty alley, with a scared little girl behind him. He cannot help but go after that ray of light in the sky. Aren't you worried about control? Like she ever needs us to worry. We're going the same way, and that's all we are. We can only play our own parts, and then pray she's lucky. And sarcasm. If one day Castle 2 hangs from the firmament, then I'll engrave your names into my stove. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you tell me about the one who went into the sky? Who was that? Kristen. Her name was Kristen Wright. Lucky Sister Beast Food and Beverage will cancel their registration tomorrow, Director.
They didn't pass the recheck?
Not even close. They were one of the first corporations that made the transformation to get into Propeller Paradise riding on Sky Fever. When review criteria was less strict.
What will happen to the testers they hired?
Their boss can't tell a motor from a transformer. I bet he just saw the name Propeller Paradise as an opportunity to get rich quick. What were you asking?
Nothing. You seem to like the name.
I wish they would just call it Galeria Stellaria.
I know you didn't approve of publicizing Ring Lab's technological legacy.
I have no intention of criticizing the acting control's decision, but overly conservative decision-making will only cause us to lose the respect we deserve. Countless tech firms have appeared out of nowhere, based on nothing but speckles of data. The Ring Lab that shone upon millions of Colombians is now educational toys accessible to anyone above the age of 5. Space and universe are buzzwords on every Colombian's lips, but few remember that they came from Kristen's experiment logs that were made public. No one is truly commemorating her, not even you, Director Lunaray.
Recording and retrospection are historians' work. Our job is to analyze validated data and follow a path that is effective and proven.
And what has come of this data and path? Over the past couple of years, Ryan has acquired a dozen smaller labs, making progress in projects large and small, with the notable exception of Kristen's legacy. At this exhibition, we will publish Ryan's subsequent research into the Galeria Stellaria for the first time, putting second-rate tech firms in their place, returning to the realm of aero exploration and the public eye. I know the vivarium was built on the data transmitted from the Ring Lab, and that the development of plant-based energy transmission systems represents a monumental milestone in engineering design. Nurturing sprouts, paving botanical units, technical inspections, all of these are for the sake of progressing our experiments. But is a vivarium really enough when it did not even get its day in the sun from the pre-expo? Please, tell me, Director Lunaray. Ryan has bigger goals, don't we? Like, how no one knew that Kristen was going to pierce the sky before the night she did it?
That night over Tri-Mounts was a long time ago. Get into inspecting the next company. Take note of the change in order.
Yes, ma'am.
Sky. I know how you feel, and I know that Kristen has the one who inspired you to join us. Many people looked up at the sky that night. Not everyone chose to chase it. Don't forget what made you take the first step.
I'll prepare the inspection documents.
She's holding out on him. Here's your pass, agreement form, and business directory. Once again, I welcome you and your team on behalf of Propeller Paradise. Next, can I help you?
I'm canceling my business registration.
What is the name of the business?
Lucky Sister Beast Food and Beverage.
You'll be dismissing 82 testers, correct?
Yes, I have their files on my own here.
Thank you. One moment, please.
Did the shadow moon fall on my head or something? Why was I so sure I would make my money back when I had 82 amateurs with no corporate experience? Every company does the same thing.
Why does it have to be Lucky's sister beast that gets the axe? 1,000,000 gold certificates down the drain just because we were a little slow dealing with problems? You've got to be frickin' kidding me. How the crap did one boot Shadow Moon real estate solve that stupid 3D levitating boundary marker technical issue? That bunch of cobblers. Your request has been processed, Mr. Aspen. The Propeller Paradise hotline will remain available until the end of the day. Okay. However, if you have certain special needs, like One Boot Shadow Moon Real Estate did, we can help you with that. What do you mean? The smiling staff member takes out the business directory that virtually everyone in Propeller Paradise has a copy of and points to a phone number. No name, no address, just an unremarkable phone number hidden among thousands, as tiny as Aspen's hope. One phone call to this number is going to solve all my problems. Lucky Sister Beast won't have to leave Paradise, Propeller Paradise. Correct. Then I want to withdraw the termination and the cancellation of registration. No need to worry, the registration of Lucky Sister Beast has not been cancelled. However, you do not need to withdraw the termination of your testers. This phone call will completely solve your problems, and you won't need those people anymore. A miracle? Or a scam? Screw it. Anything to stay up here. Mr. Tannen.
Let me guess. Nasty was skeptical, but she accepted the list and agreed to the proposal.
Yes, I checked the engineering department's inspection schedule for today, and it's exactly in the order that you proposed. But how did you know?
I didn't know what she was going to choose. All I know was that I'm at the apex of my life right now, and everything is going my way.
You're in good spirits.
It's gonna take more than a Rhine director to move the needle. Open the letter on the table.
From Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Arts Units in Oranginium to Mr. Gordon Tannen, congratulations on your appointment as Chief Executive of Propeller Paradise. 2 pages. I've never seen a congratulation letter this long.
The reassignment letter that I got 6 months ago on the board has 2 lines. Everyone thinks the ATAO is a sweet gig, but I didn't get to embezzle shit from the savages in Sami or the tribals in the Sargonian rainforests. The old fox hated me and the rest of the ATAO turned their noses up at me. Now, he's retired and I'm promoted. Things sure can change in a hurry, don't they? It's still light out, but a happy occasion like this calls for
a toast. Your champagne, sir.
Well done, Mary. You've made some progress in your time with me. Whether we're talking about Nasty or this glass, pour one for yourself.
Thank you, sir. However, the rules are quite clear about not drinking on the job.
Beast shit. I pulled that manual out of my ass.
In that case, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, the exhibition 6 days from now is just a start. My opening address will be the toast of all of Columbia. Every rocket will have my face on it, and the largest district in Shadow Moon will be named after me. Rhine, ATAO, and the district, no one's ever gonna tell Gordon Tannen what to do. This will be my Propeller Paradise forever and ever. Bottoms up. Who are you, here for the party?
Hello, are you Chief Executive of Propeller Paradise? Oakley, newly appointed guide of Propeller Paradise. I was supposed to report to Mr. Gordon Tannen. Gordon Tannen spits the champagne out of his mouth.
What?
Medical team, please take tissue samples from the infected.
Wait, is that
is
is Cairn, who's calling herself Oakley, not actually Oakley? Gordon is definitely leaning towards oh, I kind of don't like this guy. He's he's gonna be cutting a lot of corners. I assume the phone call is to like him or something, so that they fake the reports, so that then the businesses don't shut down, so then he can open his park. But then, like, of course, opening the park that's unsafe is just gonna cause people to potentially die. We should have started from this, the sky, a window without a still frame or pane. Sky sickness, a bottle of soda, an advertising pamphlet, and a heart that yearns for wings.
Commence tracking.
We're now in Propeller Paradise. Levitation layer. Note that the various shapes and sizes of the levitation zones. Those are the main focuses of the experiment. Both ground operators and high ground operators can stand on levitation zones and block aerial targets, but these zones have very limited weight capacity. Oh, okay. Ah, the balloons are the source of buoyancy. How many balloons are hooked up? That's how many operators it can carry. Also, so are you telling me that the levitation technology is just balloons? Because that's not very impressive. I thought we had, like, actual hover technology. Soda Keg gradually loses HP and accelerates the first attack after being blocked, deals damage based on movement speed. And blows away balloons. I'm in the sky and I'm all the way up high. I can see the target coming this way. I'm gonna block it. Watch out, you're on a zone with only one balloon. Its load capacity is maxed out at one person, and that's you. I'm not in the sky now. The balloon just got blown away. Due to safety concerns, each time the zone rises or sinks, the deployed operator will immediately redeploy. HP SP is carried over, but skills will be reset. That's all the primer from me. Let's get in gear and see this levitation experiment through, everyone. Only I didn't forget to give volunteers barf bags.
The stressful test phase is now beginning.
anyone need healing? Medicine here. Please, take it.
A pleasing result. It seems once we return and I finish collating this data, I'll have some spare time for free movement. Well then, do you have any free time coming up, Doctor?
Never. I wonder if we can push balloons. I guess they probably would have told us if we could, but... Skybuster Soda. Shake the bottle vigorously for 300 seconds, then pry the cap open according to the instructions, and it will shoot into the sky with immense force. Don't worry, the bottle is made of high-toughness acrylic that will not break easily. As for the soda, does anyone actually buy it for the soda? A flying soda keg that was banned by the ATAO 3 days after its release for being too dangerous. Perhaps a hat with a hole in it. Will one day be displayed in the Colombian Aerospace Museum, commemorating the wrong turns in development of flight technology. One of the thousands of hot air balloons that comprised the first levitating plate on Terra. King Charles the Mad believed the only reason his castle would not move was because it did not have enough Orangenium engines. People never change, even after centuries. Yeah, so it's just balloon technology. I'm disappointed. Classic science expos being like, the branding's like, oh yeah, this is advanced technology, and it's just balloons. Classic science expo. Because I was gonna start, I was like, I wonder what the hover technology is. I was like, is it based on the energy beam from the shaft or something? They invented it, like they I guess, not invented it, but like improved upon it to miniaturize it, I guess, pretty quickly. But no, it's just balloons. Really good balloons, I guess. Undocumented passenger. Accidents are acceptable to Propeller Paradise, so long as they bring scientific progress, so long as they come from Colombia. So yeah, now we have Oakley. I was thinking, and it's not going to happen, but it'd be really funny and cool if they did do it. If, what's her name? I immediately just forgot her name. It's not not pine cone, pine. I don't remember. Poncerus. Poncerus, she's Colombian, and her whole story, which was barely a story, but it was there, was that she's always trying to find a job and is constantly moving between jobs. So it would be funny if she showed up here on the job. But they're not going to do that. Oakley question mark?
Shit, bro, take my name if you want, but he didn't have to steal my entire past.
How dare you slander me? I wrote the entire application myself.
Can you recite it from memory?
How am I supposed to pull something I wrote a year ago from memory?
Well, Oakley, born in Bunker Hill, graduate of Tri-Mountains College of Arts and Science, really worked out as guide in the Human Development and Technological Innovation Department of the District of Convention Center. Innovation is misspelled.
You, damn you. If I didn't lose my terminal and CV.
Gordon's head has never hurt so badly.
The holes in the onboarding process are obvious upon further inspection, but the real question is, why would she impersonate a guide? Is she a Latanian spy, a DoD agent? Or a pair of eyes that DC is keeping on him?
The imposter has already made contact with many corporations at the preview exhibition. Dealing with her now means broadcasting his negligence to the whole country.
Yeah, I mean, they have a whole... they had a whole cartoon animation with her. Besides, Gordon has no idea how much she knows and whether she has ill intentions towards him and Columbia. Gordon does not dare to think about it any further.
Your gaze wanders when you speak, your voice is trembling, and you talk without rhyme or reason. I doubt Mr. Tannen would want such an Oakley to handle promotion work.
Don't bring Mr. Tannen into this, I tell you. Shut up!
Perhaps you need a little time to calm down, Mr. Oakley. Come with me to the reception room to rest for a while.
I want to know what's going on with her hair. Like, she's got 3 massive braids, but the hair behind her head is like loose. I don't know. Also, I wasn't sure. I think she must be a Zalek. She has like a long tail. Her ears are round, so like at first it's like maybe an Ursus, but I think she's a Zalek because she's got the long. Obviously, not a bear. Is she an otter? She might be an otter.
Mr. Tannen and I.
Listen up, I just pulled your activity records from the park here. It won't be hard to figure out just who you are. One more lie and I'm throwing you off this plate. It won't matter who you are when you're a puddle on the ground 600 meters down, you get it? Now talk, who are you?
A guide.
You got balls, I'll give you that.
The kind of guide the tourists need. My name's Fern. I'm a tour guide.
She looks like a fern. Yeah, I believe that.
My apologies, Mr. Oakley. Mr. Tannen will make sure that this matter is dealt with promptly.
Do you believe me now?
Of course, you can reach me through this terminal if you need anything. Now get some rest, I'll be going.
Alright.
Done. Read the room and avert potential risks for your boss. Another rule for secretaries.
You said Oakley got himself drunk a month ago after a breakup, and he gave you his resume instead of his contact info, which gave you a chance to sneak into Propeller Paradise under his identity.
That's right.
Your client was an old banshee who somehow got lost in the bleached wasteland. His memory was hazy and it was difficult to communicate with her. Oh, snap.
Yes.
You suspected that she was ill and you were asking her around under the guise of a guide to make her journey a smooth one, which is why you looked like you were up to something.
Exactly.
You spent a whole month here. You know this is no ordinary place. If you're a foreign spy, the military will take you in for questioning, torture, and you'll never see the light of day again. If you're an agent from the Department of Defense, DC won't let you off the hook. They'll disavow, distort, and even dispose of you, all for the sake of tipping the scales to their side. If you're a district plant, then you've learned too much, and HAO taught me plenty of ways to help you forget. But you're just a tour guide who cares for her clients. You're a good person. And Columbia will do good by a good person.
You aren't gonna press charges?
Believe me, I'd love to, but too many corporations have noticed your performance at the pre-expo. You'll deal with your problems and get lost before they find out who you are. The longer you stay, the more I have to compensate the poor guy whose name you stole. If all you want to do is clear the mind of your banshee client, I can help.
You know about banshees.
I know how to solve your problem.
Floating botanical unit connected.
I think Rhine has the actual levitation technology that aren't balloons. If only based on that sound effect.
Biological signal detected. Charging drive unit. That's the smoothest these experiments have gone, isn't it? No, this voice. The short circuit protection has kicked in. Sarcasm. Unravel. Unravel. You shouldn't touch an overloaded converter with your bare hands, Director. Works better than an incantation. How are the readings? By exhibition standards, the technology for high-altitude energy transmission through plants is sufficiently mature, but the standards of your expectations for the project, however, not good enough. The energy transmission threshold for the floating botanical unit falls short of the theoretical values. That prickly Forta kid would chill out a bit if you said as much to him. Sky is inexperienced. But he was right about one thing. This vivarium is Kristen's legacy, and we owe it to her to do our best. Is Sky a Forta? Am I blind? Does he have horns? You were always stubborn, going back to when we dug up the shaft together 5 years ago. We pulled all-nighters to ensure its structural integrity, enchanting the core of materials with incantations. Nothing could get you to take a break, not even your favorite gummy worms. If you want to go fin catching, do it at Lake Sulligan. Assuming I approve your leave request, of course. Besides, I worked so many hours just because I was inefficient. I learned to write curses too late. My incantations suffer in strength and precision compared to my kindred, because they rely on sound as a sole medium. Is that why you modified your bone pen and used hole-punched paper tapes to supplement your casting? Yes. I took a lot of wrong turns. Nasty takes out her bone pen and a plain, unornamented object resembling Ryan's technological creations. She inserts into a sapling in the vivarium, and a white glow rises from the roots, the branches, and into every leaf. It is as though a command has been entered into the whole vivarium. Terminals begin to execute programs, automatically recording plant energy conversion data. Such an efficient programming language, your incantations. Then we should make more efficient decisions at this bottleneck, despite the risks. Do you mean... Review the report again. Thank you for your work. Yes, ma'am. That's really cool that she turned her Banshee arts, which is language-based, into a programming language. And this, like, these strips, this, like, white strip thing around her, I guess, is the paper that was mentioned. That's pretty cool. Hello, this is Ryan Vivarium Lab. Hello, Director Lunaray. Mr. Tannen has asked me to express his gratitude at your reasonable accommodation that led to successful cooperation the last time. There are many follow-up matters to be discussed. Do you have the time this afternoon? Yes. Excellent. I will see you in the vivarium in an hour. Ride the ropeway to Flying Donut Station, then take the ring corridor. I'm in the right place, aren't I? It's dark in here. Where's the light? Good heavens! Where am I? What the heck is this? Why is Columbius full of such weird robots? Intruder alert, intruder alert. Activating bioscan. Analyzing results. Species Terran, sex male, threat level pending. Talking fin beast. Mind your words, foolish Terran. I am Spacefin 054. State your universe ID number immediately. Universe ID? Your corporate name, nitwit. Oh, Lucky Sister Beast Food and Beverage. So you are the partner that Sky Conqueror was expecting. How unfortunate that I won't get the chance to test my laser cannons. Don't touch anything. The supervisor will be here momentarily. Supervisor? What if that's the elusive aquatic beast lord in a flying fishbowl so that it doesn't have to live in the ocean? That'd be really cool, actually. Or it's just a robot that he put a fishbowl on. 5-4, make sure you speak like an extraterrestrial entity next time you do the client explanation thing. Aye, sir. Mr. Tannen? Shush, don't huff and puff. Polite thing to do when you stand in this collection of unique curiosities, the likes of which you will not find anywhere else in Terra, is to admire it with your eyes. Look at the wall on your right. 5 years ago, I confiscated the possessions of a pioneer trying to illegally cross the border, and found an unusual water circulation and filtration system in his trailer. He helped me find the core component in exchange for looking the other way. When the unit was assembled, I identified it as a locust of sorcery, a Sarkaz witchcraft weapon. My goodness, it must be dangerous. Turn around and look behind you. This is a Trident arts unit from Litania. Created by Witch King cultists who wanted to amplify arts output so they could rip apart the fabric of reality and summon their master. Kinda crazy, sure, but its conversion efficiency is 50 times the max allowed by Propeller Paradise regulations. Even an onion could fly with it. Wait, so you solved one boot's technical issues with contraband? Contraband? ATAO made up the stupid rule about only using parts made in Colombia. I don't know, and I don't care about the reasons behind the decisions. All I know is that these rules are un-Colombian. They restrict scientists and force entrepreneurs to lie. There was a single humble ATAO officer who imported inventions from across Terra into Propeller Paradise, forming the heart and soul of 1/3 of all levitating facilities here. 1/3? You've run hundreds of smuggling operations without getting exposed? Every transaction, every deal has gone on without a hitch. Under my management, not even my secretary Mary knows my secrets. And before Mary is actually a spy. She's a little too good at being a secretary. I need time to think about this, Mr. Tannen. Lucky Sister Beast has 1 day left, and I got other things on my plate. I'll give you 5 seconds. Lucky Sister Beast gets a mongrel heart, or you let it die to your stubborn pride. Choose. So, a bit better, actually much better than I was expecting. They're not just falsifying records and putting people into dangerous situations, they're just using non-Colombian technology. So, much better.
Yo! How about another barbecue?
Okay, serious face.
Sky Howl Vacuum. Periodically searches for nearby balloons or allied units and attacks them for some time while absorbing certain SP.
Let the world burn! Does it hurt? I bet it does!
In position.
Get in the line of death!
Oh, this guy does a lot of damage, actually. What the heck?
SP drainers are going to be a problem with these as well.
The bell tolls.
Don't trip on my tape.
Watch for my signal. Does it hurt? I bet it does!
An error message? Nothing out of the norm. The realm has not for your perch.
I hear the elegy.
%46 defense.
I hear the elegy.
What is his defense normally? Because it's only 168, which is really low. Is it even lower?
Does it hurt? I bet it does!
Waiting for your call.
I guess the skill level is low right now anyway. To be fair.
I hear the elegy.
138. He gains like 60 defense. Okay.
Propulsion units, brace yourselves. Cunilon
She'd do
is
it to
ahead.
herself as well, I suppose.
Mission accomplished.
Ah, this is Director Lunaray, Rhine Lab's youngest director ever. Dr. Wright's former right-hand woman and supervisor of the Vivarium and Propeller Paradise's engineering department. Is this the follow-up matter that you were talking about, Mercia? Well, yes. Well, yes. A guide can improve communication in the Department of Engineering and promotional efforts for the Rhine Vivarium, avoiding another frosty reception for Rhine, like what happened at the preview. I hear the botanical units floating above Propeller Paradise get their lift from incantations rather than propellers. Not entirely. The incantations that do not use sound as a medium need to be combined with machinery to maintain operation. Your bone pain must be extremely important to you. Would losing it have negative consequences, such as a loss of memory or illness? The bone pain is just a tool. It does not have physiological effects. How do you relieve stress and recover energy outside of work? Does a full course horn treatment help you relax? Which brand of horn care products do you recommend? May I touch your horn to see how well it works? You're asking questions that have nothing to do with our work. I'll have a researcher take you through the vivarium to answer any questions you may have. But there are some things that I need to speak with Mercia about here, alone. What is Gordon planning this time? Why do you ask? Mr. Tannen understands that Rhyme's current circumstances may give competitors certain ideas, and he does not wish to see it impact the inspection efforts. He has the best of intentions. I thought he already traded his conscience for that fancy suit. Besides, I have a hard time believing that an official guide would ask such an irrelevant question unless you had ulterior motives to begin with. I'm not making any accusations. I know you have to protect your boss. But you know, you can tell me the truth. I agree it's unusual, but I don't think Mr. Tannen is targeting you. Explain. We've only just recently come to an accord. There's no reason for us to put pressure on you a second time in such a short period of time. Mr. Tannen is a careful man. He would not have told me about it if he had other intentions. If only to avoid accidents. Unless he's keeping some kind of secret. He disappears from the office at certain times during the day, every day. At first I thought he was going out to talk to potential investors, but I spoke to an investor a few days ago who complimented Mr. Tannen on getting a contract signed in a single sitting. Yet he said his negotiations with this particular investor were rocky and needed more time. Why are you looking at me like that? You just violated the first rule of secretaries. Oh. Besides, you're not as tense as you used to be when going over the clues. Is that so? According to the rules, I should close my ears and mouth and think only about the interests of my boss. But now, I'm not sure what he's thinking. Were you two talking about me?
My sound effect isn't working. Why is that? I don't know. You just have to imagine the exclamation mark sound effect. Bring. I'm glad to see the two of you getting along so well. Mary's a shy girl, and I thought she would have trouble making friends outside of work.
Mr. Tannen and I... Is this part of her rules, too?
You're a hell of a joker, you know that?
I'm not here for your comedy. Or I hope you're not here for the comedy.
I'm here to apologize. I know how exhausting it must be inspecting thousands of exhibits while preparing for your own at the same time. I just want to do my part to help.
You sent a very professional guide.
It's only natural to be nervous when meeting your hero.
I never knew I had a fan like you.
She must be shy, or maybe you were trying to avoid suspicion.
What do you mean?
Bring the guide, Mary. I have a few questions about Director Lunaray that I would like to ask her.
She's gone, sir.
Say what?
Director Literary Nutrition supply to all our planters has been cut. But there's no error from the control program and no sign of hardware damage to the central control computer. It's almost as if the command to control them has been revoked. Yes, the converters that were supposed to supply energy to the planters are now running in reverse. The plants will die in minutes if the commands aren't repaired quickly. No, they've already begun to wilt. Wow. That was fast. First the leaves, then the branches and the trunks. The greenery that covered the walls is peeled off in a matter of seconds. Everyone stops to watch the disaster unfold before their very eyes. They all know what the shriveled, bony branches signify. It is not just the trees that in desperate straits. What are you standing around for? Hurry up and move the saplings for the exhibition. Those are our last ones. Everybody freeze. What? Propeller Paradise Police will take control of the vivarium effective immediately and begin investigating into this incident. No one may approach the equipment until evidence collection is complete. Security! Yes, sir. Put the vivarium on lockdown. Yes, sir. I'm sorry for the loss of your experiments, Director Linaray, but I have to ensure the safety of Propeller Paradise. Your researchers have to leave the lab until the investigation is complete. I'll get someone else to handle the inspections. When did those guards show up outside the door? Before the alarm sounded or after? I don't know what you're talking about. The researchers can leave. I won't. Your timing was a little too perfect, Gordon. Yeah. Thank goodness no one's on my tail. Sorry, Mr. Channon, I have to go back on my promise to meet you in the vivarium. I think I found out what I need to help the Banshee. Fern opens up her hand. A white object is lying in her palm. 10 minutes ago, she was walking through the vivarium while thinking about what can help restore an aging Banshee's mind. It must be something that is very important to a Banshee, something that would awaken her instincts. The small object inserted into a tree caught Fern's eye as though ordained by fate. The white surface is covered in esoteric symbols, patterns floating around it like a glowing cardiograph. Its allure irresistible. Fern has seen similar symbols and patterns before. It is a Banshee bone pin. Fern... The director literally told you that's not how it works. Sorry, Director Lunaray, but I'll have to borrow this for a while. I'll return it as soon as my client has recovered. Hello, sorry to keep you cooped up on this room all day. I think I found a way to restore your memories, ma'am. There's no one in the room, only the creased sheets show any indication that someone used to be here. Wind blows into the room through the open window. A black feather that fell from a horn quivers on the windowsill. She's gone.
That was close. I almost... Anyway, good thing I managed to pull through in the end. Sorry, Doctor. Please give me a minute. I need to get my emotions under control.
Looks like we're actually going to get to 3 today. It's crazy. Stall protection. Do the newest flyers not respond to controls? Crash it a few times and the manufacturer will either deal with your problem or be dealt with by the problem. Try out the second skill of hers that
many operators working multiple jobs is a common sight at Rhine Lab as well.
Don't understand. Grants 1 SP and barrier. An SP charger, though, is very good. Although I guess it's only a single SP and that's it. Which isn't very good, actually. Unless I'm wrong. Thank you for the hospitality. A gargoyle. They actually have wings. It only took 6 years, but we finally see another gargoyle, and it has wings. The pleasure's all mine. It's such a joy to see a banshee these days. Why is that? It makes it easier for me to ask for an elegy when me and my family reach the end of the road. Not much has changed with Kazdil, but few banshees come anymore. I like the bone plate on the face. I feel like Mudrock kind of got... I feel like Mudrock was designed before they maybe were sure what they wanted a banshee to look like. Or a banshee? A gargoyle. Our departed kin won't find the myriad souls without your guidance. I'm sorry. I'll do my best. Just kidding. You came to treat the roosting tree of yours, right? Is this the branch? Incantation analysis failed to discover the reasons behind its decay. It is the pillar of an entire banshee race. A friend recommended you as a child of soil and stone family familiar with plants. Please. Let me see what I can do. I'll go get some dirt. Can you get a pot from the backyard? If you see any foul beasts stealing vegetables, just chase them away. Disperse. The foul beasts disperse, but the decrepit vegetable garden is not quiet yet. A vegetable sprout vibrates violently in front of Vela. When a black, branch-like horn emerges from the dust-covered leaves. Foul beast stealing vegetables, eh? Get lost or I'll rip your head off. You shouldn't yell like that. It's bad for your voice. No need to be afraid. I won't hurt a child. Is this a young Nasty? The young banshee picks out peeks out from behind the leaves, hiding a half-eaten piece of vegetable leaf behind her back. Don't you dare take my food. If it's your food. Oh, what's in your hand? Before Vala can react, the young banshee has snatched the roosting tree branch from her hand and begins trying to eat it. Ugh. It's just a stupid branch that's been lying in the mud. It stinks. Are you hungry? Let me see. I made some pastries from the dew caps that grow along the shore of Misc Lake. It's the right season for them. Well, it's safer to scrounge food off the dead. Get away from me. Menacing howl. You're not scared. Even those big mercs are scared of that sound. That is the sound of the banshees of our clan. I have not heard this note in the Song of the Banshees for a long time. Years ago, the last one who sang it. You are that child. You know who taught me the sound? But I've never met you before. We don't come to Castle much these days. Our home is in a distant valley, a place where trees grow, with fruit hanging from their branches. It's hard to find food. You gotta be ready for a beating. But let's say that the place you're talking about really exists, where fruit just grows on trees like that. What's the catch? Clever girl. Maybe you should come with me. You belong there. You'll like it. Even if you don't believe it exists. Why should I? Your name is Nasty, isn't it? Bing, bling. Don't know why it doesn't work. Is that the presence of a banshee I sense? And what's that, Wither? Decay? No, Nasty, are you trying to repeat the mistakes of the past? Like, how? What a coincidence. She wanders herself to Columbia, where Nasty is. Most of the Rhinestoff have evacuated the vivarium, sir. Only Nasty and a few researchers are staying behind to organize documents. They don't look happy. Are you happy? The plan wasn't to ruin the whole vivarium. You said the tour guide knew too much about the banshees. This was a chance to expose her and drag Nasty into it. Kill two foul beasts with one stone. It was a rough plan to begin with. Isn't the vivarium accident a convenient excuse to stop Ryan's inspections? Convenient? And where do you think we'll find that frickin' guide? I know Nasty. She would never let something like this happen to the vivarium just accidentally. Besides, there's no way she would risk Ryan's exhibit, with the exhibition right around the corner. The guide, she was gone before the alarm sounded. She must have done something. It's not enough to just evacuate the researchers. There's a good chance that Nasty's already on my plan and is just waiting for evidence. Evidence that I can't afford to give her. Tell me your men to find Fern by sundown. Yes, sir. Deep breaths, Fern. Maybe she went off on her own. No. She doesn't even remember why she came to Propeller Paradise. Where in terror would she go? But if that's not what she did, then someone must have taken her. Who's there? Miss... Oh, what are you doing here?
What are you standing here for? Hurry up and move the saplings for the exhibition. Those are our last ones.
All dead in 5 minutes. Mercia reaches out to touch the withered tree in the middle of the vivarium. She sees a small hole at eye level. A natural cavity. No. A connector. The withered plants, the tree hole, no equipment malfunction. Tell me, what was that branch attached to you? And where did it go? It was fern. You took that bone pen from the tree in the vivarium, didn't you? It's plain, simple, unremarkable. You couldn't have known it was the key that controls the entire vivarium. It wasn't your intention to sabotage it. Is Mr. Tannen waiting outside with his men? I came alone, miss. I don't think the responsibility for what happened to the vivarium should fall on your shoulders. What do you mean? There are some things I still have to look into, but I've suspected that Mr. Tannen has been plotting against Rhine ever since he agreed to help the mysterious Banshee guest for no apparent reason. Either that or his own private interests are involved. You suspected your boss, but he said Columbia would do good by a good person. He also said that there's nobody easier to deal with than a good person. Then my client. There's a row of VIP rooms outside Mr. Tannen's office. You could try looking there. I hope your client just went out for a walk. I truly do.
I wonder if he's hoping to kick Rhine out and then have the other Banshee, not realizing that she's dying, I'm pretty sure, but have the other Banshee do incantations for his park. Pretty much reverse engineer Nasti's technology. Gordon must be behind this. Altering the list of inspections and sabotaging the whole vivarium and putting the Rhine exhibit on lockdown? What's he gonna do next? Chase us out of Propeller Paradise?
There are no problems with our systems or hardware.
He sent someone to steal your bone pen.
It's not like him.
Why are you trying to use logic to explain the actions of a bandit? Man, that's an disgusted face. They don't operate under the same rules we do, except when they talk officialese. None of the corporations on Propeller Paradise do. We're closer to the barrier than anyone else. We're different.
There's no way this guy's a Forte. He doesn't have horns.
Unless he's just hornless. I'm pretty sure he's like a dog or something. Countless tech firms fall by the wayside, but the business registrar rarely gets complaints. Why? Because there is a consensus in the Sky Age. The higher you stand, the more respect you deserve. Gordon's interference with our experiments violates Propeller Paradise's consensus. He should...
You don't want to be bound by the rules, but you still want to exploit them. You're proving that Rhine is not yet ready to reach those heights.
What?
Stop working and listen up, everybody. This is about today's incident and how we proceed from here. Cultivation and I have confirmed that 72 trees waiting to be replanted, 350 saplings, and more than 1,000 ungerminated seeds are all dead. The Propeller Paradise Police are now in charge of investigating the incident. We don't know how long that'll take, but there is no realistic chance that the vivarium will be restored before the exhibition. Senior researchers will have to stay behind and work on the incident report with me. The rest of you can enjoy a little time off. Any questions? Director Lenore, you said that the vivarium was our most important project, the culmination of data sent back by the Ring Lab. Does this mean that we've failed to protect the last legacy of Galeria Stellaria? Dismissed. VIP rooms outside the office area. Here we are. Marcia had suspicions, but no proof that Mr. Tannen really... Never mind. The most important thing is to find the client.
Try to run again and I'll start breaking your bones.
There's someone inside.
For anyone's sake, quit crying and keep quiet. Until the end of the exhibition. My head hurts. Let me get a smoke. Please, sir, let me go. I won't say anything about Mr. Tannen.
Oakley, what are you doing here? Open your eyes.
The imposter.
I've got a name. It's Fern. Mr. Tannen said he was gonna treat you well and pay you compensation. What's going on?
Treat me well? He's freaking locked me up. And none of this would have happened if you didn't impersonate me.
Hey, you're the one who begged me to take your number and resume that night. Tears and snot all over your face. What did you say back then? You were a lonely soul looking for love?
Alright, stop. Me and my rotten luck. It's a huge deal. Letting unauthorized personnel sneak into a high security experiment zone. That's why they wanted to shut me up. But how did you get out? I heard the guards say that Mr. Tannen was gonna deal with the troublemaker.
I see.
Are we dead? I just wanted to see what life would be like in the future, but now it looks like I ain't got no future no more.
You want to join my tour, real Oakley?
What?
I got an unnoticed. I can get you out safely.
You can? Man alive, I went out for a smoke and a whole Persian just grew out from the floor. You can get in, but you won't get out.
Not gonna let us go in peace, huh?
Yeah, you mean it when you say you can get me out? I'll join your tour or whatever. Just get me out of here.
Good. You won't regret it. Let me tell you about how I braved the dangers of the bleached wasteland.
Just deal with this guy. Damn, my hands are still tied.
Don't worry. The good tour guide never makes her customers do her job. Welcome to Fern's Tours. Please be aware that you may encounter loud noises during this tour. Cover your ears or keep your distance from me. Now, let's get moving.
Her nervous impairment is just that she has a bunch of megaphones on her shield. I see.
Run.
Frickin' hell, after them. Don't let them get away. Also, her clothing makes much more sense now that she's like a tour guide out in the wasteland. It looks like she'd be a tour guide out in the wasteland.
Silent words work all the same.
Easy peasy. I'm headed into the thick of it. Concentrate. I'll heal you. The world burn! Keep screaming! Does it hurt? I bet it does! Shriek all you want! Nobody cares! Keep screaming! Mission accomplished.
Survival of the fittest, calling off the unfit. Since when has Rhinelab become one of the unfit? Oh, Mr. Jaeger, what are you doing here? That's my line. What are you doing here? When you should have already cancelled Lucky Sister Beast's registration. I'm not doing anything illegal. We saw the technical issues before we filed the cancellation. What a stroke of luck. You solved it. Why didn't anyone contact engineering? Maybe we didn't have time to get around because of how sudden it was. Anyway, Mr. Cannon announced that all technical inspections by Rhinelab are suspended. I don't need to report to you anymore. How could they have solved it all of a sudden when 3 days didn't do it? The Lucky Sister Beast's luck. Quick, take the readings before their people come back. All the data is good, too good in fact. It's almost as if they were specifically calibrated to the benchmarks. Wait, these aren't Propeller Paradise standard issue screws, are they? They're completely soldered. Or soldered. Won't budge, the whole core energy module is sealed shut. The no power unit on Propeller Paradise sounds like this. No legal power unit anyway. Where did they get all this weird non-compliant stuff from? I thought all procurement on Propeller Paradise goes through... Ah, I get it now. Silly me for thinking that survival of the fittest was really the rule of Propeller Paradise.
Still helping that bastard put together a report for the accident at Rhine? Forget it. Director Lunaray would just dismiss me for not having evidence. Who else can help? My ride will be here in 5 minutes. I'll bring you to Propeller Paradise, or I'll bring you a Propeller Paradise mascot plushie, if I find one. I'm not a kid. See you later, then. You've been playing catch with your branches in the corridor ever since you stepped out of Saria's office. You're stalling, I can tell. There really ought to be a law about invading an individual's privacy with a water clone. Not likely to happen unless there's another water elf in Columbia. The branches on Nasti's belt suddenly grow, pointing in the direction of the water elf and twisting open a tool attachment. As though rehearsed 1,000 times, Milsey takes a step to the right, dodging the bionic branch robot's trick. You know I'm stuck in Yerrig and can't come in person. Maintaining a water clone at long distance is a draining task. Are you so worried that I might flub in Kristen's legacy? It's not what I'm worried about. Or it's you that I'm worried about. Not some derivative of Galeria Stellaria. It takes time for a seed to grow into a sapling, and all the more so when you hope it will become a towering tree. Relax. Not even Ferdinand would complain about the results you're pulling. That's because I blocked his email. You helped me make Kristen's dream come true by digging away under the Trimount suburbs. Now it's your turn. Have you ever thought about... I'm not going back to the Convolus. The serene tranquility of the Convolus does not belong to the flawed Banshee, nor can it inspire her. But... it's time to go. Just a sec, here. A potted plant. Ecological, dug it out of the desert, it's resistant to heat and cold, and just as stubborn as you. Call it a goodbye, Prezi. No need for vivariums, just remember to water it. He'll keep a watchful eye on you, maybe even help you. In return, take care of the vivarium and yourself, and get me a Propeller Paradise mascot plushie if they really exist. The withered branches on the first floor planters have been cleared up. This potted plant is the only one from the exhibit that survived. I'll take it. What about the underground plants? Transmitted data are as expected, but monitoring coverage is limited. We haven't had time to send someone to check on the site. I'll go, thanks. Director Lunaray. Anyone from outside here? No, ma'am. We've continued to simulate experimental conditions here. Just in case. Reveal. No sign of entry. Was it really an accident? We've compiled the report on the dead plants. Do you want to review it now? Alright, let's go. Nasty Lunaray, Director of Engineering, credentials confirmed. Welcome. Where the heck did those two go? Did something happen, sir? No, don't be alarmed. We're just
Simulating missions on the Shadow Moon, Mr. Tannen's orders. Columbia keeps our people safe, wherever they are. Split up, keep a low profile. Roger. So it was a drill, just like a Rankwood blockbuster. What was it called? Battlefield Shadow Moon, I think. See, those guards are Kashmirtian space gnats. Don't give us away. Skip the comedy inspector. Where do we go next? Not many places to hide on the flying donut station. While the ring corridor in the back is perfect for an ambush. Then what do we do? I signed your tour contract. You gotta get me out of here. Settle down, real Oakley. You're on Propeller Paradise. Forget what you think and know about terra firma. That's a Volvort Kochinsky jump board you're testing, right? Can we borrow it? Sure. What's that sound? Look up. How the frick did they get on top of a floating pod? Oh, I forgot. People look up on Propeller Paradise. What do we do? Shoot them down. Oh, is that the air cannon? Or is that simulating the air cannon the villain fires in the climactic scene? Wait, I think I smell oranginium powder. Fire! Run. Trash, all of them. It took so much work just to put Ryan down, but now we have a rogue tour guide on the loose. I would have gone after that feline myself if I didn't have business to do. Is she a feline? Who is who in this one? I don't know. What's going on? Would you like to eliminate those ignorant Terrans, Sky Conqueror? Show them the true power from beyond Terra? No need, 5-4. She's a tour guide, not a special agent. First, report on Gustav. He and his retinue are floating around Cloud at VIP area. They have passed through the ring corridor, but no one has found the hidden door yet. When I first joined ATAO 7 years ago, Gustav would notice if I swiped a liquid oranginium lighter from a stowaway. And I thought he didn't like me because I used to be a soldier, or he used to be a soldier, hated crooks, and wanted everything to be done the right way. Only later did I find out it was because I left too many loose ends. I learned everything from him, his way of doing things, his way of talking, even how I dress. For the result, this pod holds treasures from across Terra. It's much bigger than ATAO's dirty lockers. Gustav on one side, Nasty on the other, so what? I'm not the coolest kid from 7 years ago. They'll never find out what I did unless I hand-deliver the evidence. Once the exhibit opens, and thousands of exhibits fly into the sky, all the secrets and illicit transactions won't matter anymore. Everyone will know that it was Gordon Tannen who lit the fire under Propeller Paradise, not Rhine, not DC. Warning, Terran approaching. What's that sound? Don't blow it up, might be somebody below.
Don't try to talk way out of... Oh. Gordon Tannen looks up in the smoke and dust as he forces his teary eyes open, trying to see just what's going on. A familiar figure descends amidst the rubble and dust, her legs flailing wildly. He just ordered her arrest several hours ago. They are only about 90 centimeters apart, both their brains working feverishly to process the situation. Time itself feels frozen as Gordon and Fern stand off against one another, scrambling to take in each other's expressions. They really blew it up. Where the hell am I anyway? This place ain't on my map. There was a hidden door in the ring corridor. And why am I staring at that tan right now? Was this a trap? But why is there such a look of surprise and shock on his face? Are these exhibits on the walls? Wait a second. I've definitely seen these arse units on the street stalls when I got dragged into the black market by that Sarkaz. And that hat over there, isn't that standard issue for the Zedaean and Sargonian tombs? Shoot, is it too late to pretend I never saw any of this? Oh no, please don't hit the high explosive Originite grenade or this entire pod goes up in smoke. Damn it, it's been one thing after another since this fake guide came to Propeller Paradise. Is she Ryan's enemy or Nasti's spy? She ruined my plans once at the vivarium, and now she's doing it again. What's she looking at? The active Oranginium Storm guide beacon or the Jaden Richcraft helmet? Shit, she recognizes these. What's she gonna do with that dirt on me? She gonna sell it to someone? If Nasty or Gustav find out. The delayed gravity pulls Fern sharply downward. Gordon has no time to save his collection. All he can do is watch as the feline approaches rapidly. The distance between them disappears, as do the complicated thoughts flashing through their minds. As they await the impending impact, there is only time for them to say a single word. Shit! Shit! Incredible.
That was close. I almost... Anyway, good thing I managed to pull through in the end. Sorry, Doctor. Please give me a minute. I need to get my emotions under control.
Have you been doing well
Is
lately,
she a
Doctor?
cat? Because she doesn't look like a cat. What are you? She looks like she'd be an otter. Like just the tail and the ears. I feel like I was an otter. What is it? What's her thing say? Feline. What kind of cat are you? Let's look it up. That's not a cat. What is that creature? That's not a cat. It's not an otter either, to be fair, but it's definitely not a cat. Also, her braids are insane. What is her hair? What's happening back there?
Tiredness has not called on me yet. May you first rest.
The wiki says it's a meerkat, which isn't a cat, despite its name. Meerkats are mongooses. Are mongooses closely related to felines? I don't think so. That's weird. Felinic is a mongoose, and she's also considered a cat. So I guess mongooses are considered felines in Terra. I guess if we go back to the lore book, right, Terra Journey, they talked about the racial distinctions. I guess mongooses haven't distinguished themselves from felines, unlike how once upon a time lupos, perros, vulpos, and reprobras were all considered the same race, but then they distinguished themselves. So I guess if we take that lore, the mongooses haven't distinguished themselves. They consider themselves felines, but obviously in real life they are not felines. And of course there's the ironic thing that hyenas are related to felines, but they aren't felines and were once considered dogs, but in Terra. So mongooses haven't distinguished themselves. Interesting. Strange. But interesting. I forgot Felinic was a mongoose, though. I forgot she was considered a feline, especially. I'm kind of surprised that they aren't distinguished. Because there's a lot of different, you know, weasels and mongooses and stuff. But whatever. I wonder when they broke off from cats. How close are they? I don't know. Oh, they're actually... Speaking of hyenas, mongooses and hyenas are more closely related. Herpestoidae is mongooses and hyenas superfamily, which are feliniform, so yeah, they are.
May you first rest.
They are eventually related to cats, but yeah, okay, interesting. There's also the Viveridae, which is another feline-like thing, which includes civets. And some animals I've honestly never really heard of before.
Well, interesting. Interesting. Meerkat's fun though. I do like seeing new species being represented. I think those are the only two mongooses then. Unless there's a hidden one. And then the other guy, that one guy's name was, I think they called him a Forte, which doesn't make any sense. He does have a page, and yeah, his race is Forte. Possibly based on alpacas. Oh. I would have never thought of an alpaca being a Forte, but I guess they would be. If mongooses can be cats, then I guess alpacas could be Forte. Fair enough, fair enough. That would explain the lack of horns. I could see him being, yeah, I could definitely see him being an alpaca. He's got the hair. Well, anyway, that's all for today. We'll continue tomorrow. With more. So until then, thank you all for watching, and may the sands of time treat you well.